And we are live. We are back. We are back. Welcome to another edition of Red Cup Rants. I'm your host Dre, and I got one. I got one half of my squad here. Well, my other brother's here, but he's not. He's not going to be on the show tonight. He's going to be behind the scenes, but he's finally made it to Arizona. My boy Dex is here, but I got another brother with me, my asshole brother, man. Mike, what's going on, man?
And what kind of introduction is that?
It's an introduction as a
What
brother.
kind of, I ain't a fucking asshole. I'm
Anyway,
not
like I
an
said,
asshole. I refuse. Yeah, I refuse to let you guys continue to besmirch my name. That's not
well,
happening.
me and Dex already
That's
talked
just
about it. The
not
belt.
happening.
Look. I'm just letting you know for your birthday, the belt is on the way. You're gonna be like the Fiend. You're gonna have the belt, so you good. The belt is on the way.
See, they just trying to label me an asshole. Okay,
What's
I
wrong with
can't.
that?
I'm trying to be a good person in 2020, and
Oh, so we
y'all
lying.
are.
So we lying today. We lying today. This is what we
Look,
doing. This is what we gonna do. We gonna lie today. We gonna lie today. See, look, you can't even say it's written all over your face.
man, you know what? Screw y'all, man. Screw all of y'all.
You know what?
I'm not an
I done
asshole.
heard it all day today. You know, one of them days. I've been cooking. I've been helping my brother with his transition from being a ATLian to a Phoenician. So uh, I've just been kind of doing that and juggling. And I got a few people with me, a two-legged and four-legged. If you don't get off my shoes, ma'am. So,
Oh,
but other than
boy.
that, it's been a pretty good. I thought it was a slow sports week, but we found some stuff to talk about. So I guess the one thing we talk about, if my producer will put it up on the banner, I know she will. The trilogy is set July 18th. I think they say either Vegas or LA. They're gonna have part three. And
Yeah.
me and Mike talked about this last week. If it's anything like the second fight, it's no point in watching. I still feel strongly that way because I need to see more from Deontay Wilder as far as his boxing skills. So I mean, that's pretty much what I got to say about it. I mean,
Mr.
if he
Runaway,
doesn't
Mr. Run a
if
Mile,
he
Mr.
doesn't
Run Amok, Mr. Run Around the Ring, Mr. I am money, 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 money. Him, yeah, he. I don't know what the hell he gonna teach him. I don't know what the hell he gonna teach him.
teach him
What?
teach him
See,
to get
I don't
36
know.
million. You're gonna teach him to get 36 million in 72 minutes. That's what he's gonna teach him. Or 36 million.
I guess that's what it is. But I can tell you one thing, man. I have no interest in this fight whatsoever.
I
One,
might
two
go.
fights.
You know what? I might go for the atmosphere. I might go for the atmosphere. But I'm just
What
like you.
atmosphere?
I'm like. I mean, it's Vegas. The atmosphere and big fights in Vegas. They always, I mean, from the days of Mike Tyson, Floyd Mayweather, Canelo. Now, the
Mhm.
atmosphere. The atmosphere in Vegas is always electric for any kind of major fight. So I'll probably go there for the atmosphere. But I'm just like you. I'm like my interest in this fight right now is on a scale of 1 to 100 is like -6 right now.
Zero,
Yes,
zero. I got
I don't
zero.
have any kind of interest right now unless I see something for Wilder. Maybe he'll have a. I know he's been on his Instagram talking about he's going to change a few things, but right now my peak my interest level is not that it's not that high right now.
He's already proven that he's a better fighter than Wilder. At this point, it's just like it's for his pride. This is what this really is about. It's all about his pride. He looked like a sucker. Like, just call it what it is. Even before he got hit in the ear and his equilibrium was off a bit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say that didn't play a factor, but even before that happened, like Fury was going at him. I mean, you got hit in the ear for one. That was just one of many punches that that you took in the first round before he got hurt. So it's like, what are we doing? Like, we trying to restore him as the new Mike Tyson. I mean, that's the furthest you can. I mean, that's the only thing that you can go. Like, I don't get why this fight has to happen. outside
Well,
of
because
just
he's an ex-champion. I'm pretty sure in every contract as an ex-champion, you had that rematch clause. But I'm just like, it's just like pretty much what Brian and Matt said. If he doesn't change his styles, I already said it. If he don't change his style, it's gonna be a foregone conclusion. I even said it's gonna be worse than the second fight if he doesn't change his thing up. I said, he got what KO'd in the 7th round. If he doesn't change anything up, I think it'll be less. I think Fury will put him out in 5 rounds or less. I said 3 if he doesn't change anything. We know Deontay Wilder has the power, but like I said before, it's useless to have power if you ain't got no technique. And I saw that even though I was drinking the Kool-Aid, and I put my money on Wilder. You saw after they both was trying to knock each other out, you saw the difference in skill. You saw Wilder Fury kind of switch things up and start boxing, and Wilder was still looking for that one hit quitter. And you saw the difference. I mean, everybody talks about, he got hit behind the head. I understand that, but even if he didn't, he still probably got his ass whooped. So, I mean, I'm still a Wilder fan. I'm still a Wilder fan, but he really needs to adjust. And I said it. I was talking to my dad yesterday, and I said it. If Deontay Wilder loses this fight, which right now I'm pretty leaning towards that. If Deontay Wilder loses this fight, he might have to retire. He might
lost
have to
3 times to the same man. Let's just be honest. He lost 3 times. He's already lost 2 times. If it wasn't for
technically, if it wasn't for 2 knockdowns, he would have lost 4 times. He lost to Fury twice.
Yeah,
he lost to Fury twice, and he would have lost to Ortiz twice.
Ortiz.
Because Ortiz had him beat on the 2 fights, and Wilder ended up knocking him out both times. And then the draw with Fury and Wilder, when Wilder knocked him out in the last round, that pretty much made up the ground for him to get that draw, because I'm pretty sure he would have lost that fight. So technically, Deontay Wilder would have had 4 losses. Now, if Fury beats him again, I think he needs to hang it up. Honestly, especially if he gets beat like he did last fight, yeah, he definitely might have to consider just get that money, go back to Alabama, go cheer for the Crimson Tide, just enjoy life, because I don't think he'll bounce back from it. He won't. I said it last week. If Fury beats Wilder again, then he goes and beats Joshua. In my opinion, he's a top 5 heavyweight of all time. That's my opinion. I think so. I think he's a top 5 heavyweight of all time. Like, you need to put him in the conversation with Tyson, Holyfield, Lewis, Klitschko. He needs to be right up there. Because right now, to me, he's the best heavyweight right now. I know everybody talks about Joshua and he's got all the belts, but right now, Fury is the best heavyweight to me right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Joshua's already lost.
And I told you, Joshua, Chin is suspect. And you know who his manager is. I know Brian's on here. Chicken Hearn. Chicken Hearn is going to make sure that he's set up for success, especially after the fact that Ruiz exposed him in that last fight. So, yes. But I said it too. I said it right now. If Joshua and Fury was to fight right now, I still think Fury would beat him too. I really think so. Because I've never seen a man that big move that fast. Like I said, the man moves like a middleweight. He does. He moves like a middleweight. So I really think that right now, yeah, Fury is the best heavyweight right now. Now, a lot of things can happen between now and July 18th, but right now, Fury's the man right now. He don't even have all the belts, but yeah.
Let's be honest. What can he do differently? What can he improve in?
He got to do something. He got to because he exercised his claws to fight again. Mm-hmm. He has to show something. I don't know what it is.
I'm just trying to figure out what can he do.
At this point right now, me being a hardcore boxing fan, I have no idea what he's going to do. He's going to have to do something. And it was brought to my attention that he had a guy in his corner that was a pretty good boxer. So he needs to do something, because if he doesn't do anything on this 3rd fight, it's gonna be a wash for Fury. He's gonna be easy work. And like I said, I'm a Wilder fan, but I'm a realist too, and I think he needs to change something. He needs to go get with Freddie Roach. So you saw Freddie Roach is the guy. He's the guy who can, he see what he did to Manny Pacquiao. He saw what he did to Miguel Cotto. He made them change their style, and they ended up winning a lot more fights past their prime. I think that's what Deontay Wilder has to do. He has to do something, because if he goes in there looking for that one-hitter quitter, I said it before, and I say it again. It's not gonna go past 5. I said 3 or 4, but it's not gonna go past 5. Because Fury,
I don't think there's anything he can't do. He doesn't like to use his jab. That's the only thing
he doesn't block. He doesn't block. He doesn't block.
He doesn't block well.
He doesn't block.
He doesn't move around well. He lost weight and he was still slow. Like, so what can he do? You were slow. He was slow in the first fight, the second fight, and the third fight. You can't, unless you're taking crack or heroin or something, you're just not gonna automatically just start running fast. Right? It's just not gonna happen, right? Unless you're doing drugs or something heavy, bro, you can't just start all of a sudden. He's 32 years old.
32.
32.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, can you run faster at 32 without doing some type of drug?
Not me. I can't. I can't run. I can't run fast.
I know I can't. I can't. And I know a lot of 32-year-olds saying the exact same thing. Like, bro, you don't get faster with age. So at this point, it's not speed. He can't get faster. Can't get faster. Let's just be real about it. He can improve. But at this point,
like I said, I've seen Cotto and Pac. You see, Pacquiao's the current champion right now. What, age 40?
Mm-hmm.
Like, things can happen. Things can happen. But the question is he going to be susceptible to doing that? Because if he just go in there with the same game plan, where I'm just going to, that whole.
Yeah, Manny changed his game. No, Manny was not the
same.
That's
what I'm saying. Like Manny and Miguel Cotto, they changed their style and they ended up winning championships way past their prime. Like I said, Cotto beat good champion is Sergio Martinez, and Pacquiao beat Keith Thurman, pretty much a good boxer in his own right. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is the fact of the matter is that I see you, Brian. Yeah, we all like yeah.
Right.
But I mean, at the point of the matter is, you know what I'm saying, it's you gotta change stuff up, because if you don't change it up, then it's gonna be worse.
It's gonna be this is gonna kill his, like, one thing I always say, and you can kind of agree with this, before you go into your fight, your rematch clause, like after you've had a devastating loss, don't go back and try to fight the guy. Get another fight under your belt, work on some things, and then go back into the fight. I think he's making a huge mistake. He's making a emotional decision rather than a smart decision, and this is what a lot of boxing experts, not just what's his name? The one that's always talking.
Max Keller.
Like everybody has said he needs to take a fight before he fights Fury. You're not going to beat Fury the way he's doing it. What he does is he loads up on that back foot and waits for a shot. And This guy, 270 pounds, he's going to come in at 270 again. He might come in bigger than that. He may, if he can move at 270 or 280 the exact same way, he's going to come in heavier than what he is. Well, if not the exact same way. So he's going to harass him. And I think he goes 225, 230.
I think Wilder came in. I think he was 225, 230 at the moment.
And that's pretty light. So if he can't move at 225, 230, bro, he's gonna have to put on weight, and he's gonna be even slower. And the power he might lose some of the power with that weight. He may lose some power with that weight. I've seen people gain weight and they lost power. Like Mike Tyson is one of those guys that Mike has to come in as a.
I think with Mike Tyson, I think the heaviest I seen Mike fight in any of his fights was like 224, 225 at the heaviest. Because every time Tyson fought, I think with Tyson, his range was anywhere at his peak, at his prime, anywhere between 215 and 220 at the most. So,
Yeah.
but as far as I'm concerned, the heavyweight landscape right now, Tyson Fury is the man right now. I just feel right now that he I don't see any weaknesses. I mean, I know he struggled his last fight because the guy that he fought kind of gave him a good fight, but the way that he just dominated Wilder
The
like
only
and you know,
I do know.
it wasn't even the second fight, that it was the first fight. First fight as well. Like, I've never seen Deontay Wilder get. I mean, I seen him get dominated. I mean, with Ortiz, I seen, but I never seen him get outclassed like that by a boxer. And you and Dex say it all the time. Punchers always get outclassed by boxers. They always do. That's why I say when Tyson fought Lewis, even though Tyson was past his prime, he still had a puncher's chance. But at the same time, when you got a guy like Lewis who is big, is fast, he can use his jab, very textbook type, you're not gonna lose many fights. I mean, yeah, he lost fights because he wasn't paying attention, but he avenged those losses. So yeah, I think I put Fury in that same category, and I would love to see Fury versus Joshua, because right now, unless something drastically changes, this Fury Wilder trilogy is going to be. It should be 3-0 Fury right now, and I'm a Wilder fan, but both fights I've saw, he's been dominated. So I mean, I hope he changes. I hope he changes, but if he don't and he lose like he did this last fight, he needs to hang it up. He needs not to fight no more. He doesn't. So, but if he ain't got nothing else to say, we can move on to the next subject.
I'll just let this be it. The only way that I see Fury losing is you have to hit him with combinations. Like, he has to come in with combinations and kind of, you know, feint him a little bit, come in there, with a jab, feint, feint a right hook or something, and then hit him with an uppercut. Like, they're not gonna catch Tyson Fury with a one shot. They're not gonna catch. He's too good. He's too big. And his defense is really underrated for a guy that big. So, like, that's the
And like I
only
said,
way.
you know what? I was totally surprised because I watched the fight he had with Klitschko. I watched the fight he had with Klitschko when he beat Klitschko. I did watch the fight that he had with, I don't know what the German guy's name is. And the fact of the matter is, I've never seen, the last person I seen move that big and move that fast was Lennox Lewis. That was the
Yeah,
last.
that was it.
And the fact that he's on the right path right now. He's exercised his demons. Hopefully, he doesn't have a relapse. He's exercising his demons, and he's on the path. He wants to be the best heavy. He said he wants to be the best heavyweight of all time. And right now, he took out the boogeyman supposedly because nobody wanted to fight Wilder.
Nobody wants.
Ortiz fought him, but guys like Joshua and Ruiz didn't. He didn't really
Joshua
have.
doesn't want to fight
He didn't
anybody.
really have a choice. He didn't really have a choice because he was pushing the fight with Joshua. But the fact that Fury took out the big bad boogeyman of the heavyweight division, according to people,
That's it.
He's right now. Joshua said he wants to fight him, but like I said before, I might have to give. I might get my grand back if they make that fight, because I'm definitely putting my money on. I'm definitely putting my money on Fury, because right now he is the best heavyweight right now in the division. So, but go ahead, LD. I know you put yeah. But speaking of boxing, this is what I want to see. This is the fight I want to see. I know everybody talks about Wilder and Fury Part 3, but the fight I want to see, Bud Crawford and Errol Spence. That's the fight I want to see. I want to see that fight. And Bud kind of issued an open. He did a John Cena, Roman Reigns, WWE Open Challenge thing. He told anybody that wants to step in the ring to step in the ring. Right now, me personally, the one person I want in that ring with Bud Crawford right now, Errol Spence. Everybody talks about he needs to wait in line and fight other people. You realize that Bud Crawford's a champ, right? He doesn't have to wait for anything.
He doesn't have to wait for anybody.
He doesn't have to wait for anything. And I'm a fan of both, so I'm very conflicted who's gonna win. I'm very conflicted because I love both fighters. I went to the Spence and Porter fight night. That was a good fight. That was a really good fight. So right now I'm kind of conflicted on who will win, but that's the fight I want to see. And they said, I know they've been back. If you're not on Twitter, please follow them on Twitter because they've been going back and forth for
Oh man, it's been
a
fun
couple
to see
months
that on
now.
Twitter, man.
Yeah, but they both said that the fight will happen at the end of 2020. I got my fingers crossed because I've been saving my money. I probably have to work some overtime because I'm definitely gonna be at the fight. I don't care where it's gonna be at, New York, LA, Alaska, Antarctica. I'm going to watch the fight live. Okay, where's it gonna be at?
Alaska.
That's how. You know what? You know what this fight reminds me of? It reminds me of the Marvin Hagler Sugar Ray type. It has that type of build. It's so electric because we all know Errol Spence is, to me personally, Errol Spence is the best welterweight right now in the division.
Yeah.
He's a two belt champ. Got power. He's slick. I mean, I'm pretty sure that he kind of counted his blessings after, that bad unfortunate accident he had in Dallas. So I really hope he got his life together. You know what I'm saying? And then you got Bud, who's pretty much been dominating everybody he fought. I know this last fight he kind of struggled. Dude was touching him pretty good, but you got to take the fact that Bud is just as gifted and just as talented as Errol Spence. And they've been going back and forth talking about, this block they talking about. I'm like, y'all need to meet on the block and fight so I can watch. So to you personally, what can this fight? And I know I got people on my on the chat line. There are boxing fans like me. Y'all can chime in as well. What could this fight potentially do to the sport if it does happen?
Well, for me personally, I haven't been into boxing. It was I thought I would get Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather, but Floyd Mayweather did his thing. You know, he ran around the whole entire world before he got to Manny. And I'm not just going to put that solely on him. A lot of the big money guys, they don't want their guy fighting the best of the best anymore because it's all money going into
reputation. That's why I said chicken her right now.
It's that's the way boxing is, and hopefully, this. My thing is, it's I don't give a damn who. I really don't care who fights who. I want to see 1 versus 2, 1 versus 3. You know what I'm saying? I want to see 1 versus 4.
My opinion right now, they're the two best welterweights in the division. I know everybody talks about Keith Thurman. I know everybody talks about Danny Garcia, Sean Porter, those guys. But to me personally, them two are the best welterweights in the division. This fight needs to happen because I think if this fight was to happen, it would save the sport. I know you got Canelo. You got the Charlotte brothers, you got Deontay Wilder, you got Tyson Fury, but I think this fight right here, this fight has potential to save the sport. You know what I'm saying?
It really does.
It really does.
It really does. We want to see the best of the best.
We want to see the best of the best. Yeah.
Look, Dre. I've been following you on Facebook. What's great for the sport right now of NBA? You've been writing stats all the last couple of days.
Well, I mean, the Zion LeBron matchup was, that was good. And then last night it was Trae Young versus Ja Morant, two really good point guards.
That's what we want to see.
That's what I'm saying. You want the best of the best. You want to play the best of the best, and you want to be the best, especially in the sport like boxing where it's you and another person in the ring. It's nobody else. It's not like basketball. It's not like football. It's not like baseball. It's you versus that guy in the ring. Yeah, you got trainers. Yeah, you got trainers. Yeah, you got cut men. Yeah, you got your entourage. But once you get in that ring, it's you and that person. That's what I said. I heard it a long time ago. You can't play boxing. You can't play it.
You can't.
You got to really put your work in, and and it's just like when Rampage and Chuck Liddell fought. That kind of helped the sport a little bit. And then what's the guy's name? The guy that fought Conor. I call him Zangief because I don't know what his name is.
Zangief, bro.
Zangief. I don't know what his name is. The guy. What's his name? What's his name? I don't even know what his name is. But consider the fact that you need something like this to save the sport. So, me personally, I would love to see this. I would love to see Bud versus Earl Spence, but you know how politics work. And on top of that, they both work for different factions. You got Bud in a top stank with Sasha Bob. That's what I call it not top rank, top stank.
Show.
And Sasha Bob. And then you got Earl Spence. He works with PBC with Al Heyman and Floyd Mayweather, those guys. And those guys are not very fond of each other right now. So I would hope to see this fight. They both said on Twitter that it's going to happen in 2020. Maybe hopefully September, November, some time frame. But right now, we got to see what happens. I hope it happens. As a boxing fan, I hope it happens because boxing needs a fight like this. And I already said it. I'm already saving my money because I don't care where they fight. I'm going to be there to watch it. Okay, so yeah. But this is good for the sport because everybody talks about boxing is dead and the UFC. Dana White's finally got his head out of his ass and he's making good matches in the UFC now. And you got young talent in the UFC that are actually doing good. You know what I'm saying? So boxing.
Man, I got a big piece of shit.
Oh, go ahead.
Hey, that. I mean, Dana, he was all cool until you said that shit about 45, man. So he can kiss my whole.
Well, look who his boy was. Well, look who his boy was before he got his jaw broke.
Yep. And that's what I don't like. You're a good one thing I like about UFC is for the most part they let guys be themselves. Mm-hmm. But where I draw the line at is when a figure is divisive, not only just for African Americans, all Asians. Like this dude doesn't care for who you are. If you don't look like him, you're a piece of shit. And that just goes for everybody. He if you don't look like 45, you're a piece of shit. And for you as a business owner, for me, you come out and say, "Oh, that's my boy. That's my boy. That's my boy." Look, bro, that's divisive. You have a great product in UFC right now. Keep that shit. Like, if that's your boy, you ain't got to say all that shit in front of the world because you end up alienating the best fighters who make you money. All of a sudden, they like, oh, fuck, man, like he's friends with what such and such and such and such. I'm taking my ass to Bellator. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the stuff that could happen. And like when you're a president, owner, whatever the hell he is right now. I think he's the president. I think he owns it. He owns a small portion of it, but bro, that right there, that rubbed me all the way, and I can't look at UFC the same, knowing that he said what he said about it, man.
So my question is this: would that deter people? Well, it won't deter. Well, I can't say it. It won't deter the clear folks from watching UFC because what I wanted to say I can't say.
Yeah.
But would it deter people that looks like me and you from watching UFC?
Not.
Dex taking the say. Dex is saying no. Cam is saying yes. What is your opinion?
I think hardcore fans are gonna watch. Just like sometimes, for the most part, like I'm gonna watch my Falcons. I don't give a damn what anybody says.
It's just like
hardcore fans are gonna say. But you get those guys who teetering like me. Mm-hmm. I will say it gladly that I am teetering on the side. But that shit, what he said about 45, just like okay.
Oh, and that's the thing. That's why I said. That's why I said to you. That's why I say to you and everybody else that's listening. Boxing needs a fight like Earl Spence versus Bud Crawford because, I mean, we all know that boxing is a corrupt sport. We know that. We know it's shady as hell. But at the same time, it has produced some great moments. That's why I was a fan. I've been a fan. I was a fan growing up with Sugar Ray Leonard, but I really became a fan when that dude named Michael Gerard Tyson started boxing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Me too.
So it's kind of, I mean, I know everybody has their beliefs. Everybody has their thoughts, but it's kind of like pick your poison, I guess. Everybody has their voodoo dance. Everybody has their voodoo dance about certain things. Like me personally, like I said, like I said, I don't mean to get off tangent here. I listen to a lot of rappers who don't really have the greatest morals in the world. T.I., for example. I listen to T.I. We know T.I. has a yeah. But I still listen to his music. And like I said, I follow guys like Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather, who are not angels in their own right. Okay. So everybody has their vice, that one person they follow who knows they have a couple bones in their closet. So I mean, it is what you gotta take what's good with the bad, because we not all of us are perfect. So,
and that's it for me, man. Yeah, we can go to that.
The last thing I'm gonna say before we move on, I just hope that Bud and Earl get off Twitter and put pen to paper and make this fight so I can start. I'm already saving money now, and I know that ticket's gonna be expensive as hell. So they need to go ahead and let me know where they're gonna fight so I can start saving. They said 2020, so we'll see. But with that being said, we're gonna move on to our next subject.
So,
NFL Combine, some stock players went up. You know what?
I'm
gonna let Mike have this. I'm gonna let Mike have this. But I'm kind of mad right now. I'm a little upset right now.
Two things. All right.
Well, I'm gonna let you go. I want to say a couple things because this don't have nothing to do.
Go ahead.
This has nothing. This has something to do with my streaming service. I'm a little peeved right now. PlayStation View had NFL Network, and they decided to cut it off altogether. So YouTube TV, I got YouTube TV, which is very good to me, but they didn't have NFL Network, so I haven't watched anything of the Combine. So I heard things. I heard a couple players showed out. I know Joe Burrow and Chase Young didn't really do a whole lot. I think Chase Young skipped the Combine altogether. Joe Burrow didn't throw. But I did hear a couple of defensive and offensive linemen like turned in sub 500 40s. I think LD was telling me, LaDonna was telling me that offensive lineman ran a 5'1" 40.
Yeah. Yep.
And the defensive lineman ran
360 pounds. You do like 360 pounds.
And the defensive lineman ran a 4'8", 4'9". That is right. That lets me further know that as much as I'm an old school, like I love old school, that lets you know that these guys, the technology that we have right now at their fingertips, it's like I'm watching Demolition Man right now. It's like they're just getting bigger and stronger and faster, and it's like what's the guy's name? Isaiah Simmons. He ran a 4.4 40 as a linebacker. Like, but he also played several positions in college, but linebacker was his main position. I mean, that's crazy, man. Like, it just seems like later on down the road, these players are getting faster, stronger, bigger. It's the technology and the genetics, man. I mean, I hate to say it. I know as much as I love the old school way, that new school's putting out some players, man. He's thinking. Producers, we good over here. Just produce. So, but I will say,
you big dummy.
I will say this though, Mike. And I know you probably can kind of give me the insight because I know you do the Falcons thing. You're the Falcons numbers guy. I would like some of these guys to be drafted by us, but right now, we're kind of like in that position where we can get a good player or a bad player where we're sitting at. What do you think? What do you think? I know I'm pretty sure that Quinn and Dimitrov have been scouting these players. What do you think about the combine? Does anybody? Oh wait, Derek Brown ran a 4.8 from Auburn. That's the guy I want. I want him, but I'm pretty sure he's going to be gone.
Yeah, he's going to be gone. He's going to be gone.
But what do you see? Who stood out from you? Because I didn't watch the combine. I was either at work or I didn't have NFL Network. So who stands out for you?
Look, I'm just
blown away like me. You just kind of like right now. You just kind of like
I'm not blown away by anything because, like, to be honest, like you said, a lot of these players.
Well, I mean, not blown away, but I'm pretty sure a couple guys he was kind of like, oh, okay, yeah.
Some offensive linemen. It was the offensive lineman that a couple of
offensive linemen. Think about it. What offensive lineman ran a 5 flat 40? Not a lot. So imagine that guy. So imagine that guy on a pull on a toss sweep, and he's running at you like that. Me personally, I'd be like, you know what? I'm gonna make a business decision. I'm just gonna lay him here on this ground. I'm gonna lay right here.
You gonna do that, Matt Ryan? You gonna do the Matty Ice on?
What Matt Ryan say after he you know, that face he made, he like, woo. Hey, but it is what it is, man. I mean, go ahead, Mike.
I don't know if you saw my rant earlier. A lot of guys who probably watching right now know where I'm going with this. And this is not against any of the players or just any of that. I think right now is that we have a major problem and we get carried away with all these numbers and guys running 4.5s and, you know, guys running sub 4. Like, we're talking about guys who run, you know, like a 4.8 at 360 pounds and that type of stuff. That is freaky. That's freak nature. That right there is great genetics. All right, great genetics. And a lot of these players, today, these guys are that like these guys are like 260, 270. Chase Young size, man, and these guys are fast. So when it all comes down to it, I'm not trying to discredit their ability, but what I am doing, and I said this even on my live, man, I don't give a damn about this combine. I don't give a damn about any of that. I don't give a damn how fast the motherfucker run a 4.2. I don't give a damn about how quick he is in the shuttle. I don't give a damn about how high he jumps. Can your ass catch? Can you get to the quarterback? Can you block? Can you run block? Can you pass block? Can you pass the ball on the sideline? You know, thread the needle. These are the things I care about. I don't give a damn about this guy in his shorts, what the hell he looked like in shorts. I don't care. I don't care about any of that. None of that matters when it comes down to playing football. None of that matters. Brock Lesnar looked like a freak of nature from day one. Guess what? He got his ass whooped by a ton of people. Everybody looks good. Everybody in NFL, 340, 6'8", 6'4", 300, 300 something pounds. You're gonna go up with guys. What I am impressed with is technique and just getting the damn job done. Look, Floyd Mayweather is one of the greatest of all time. Why? He's technically sound. He's not super fast like Roy Jones. He got some speed, but he's not super fast. Mm-hmm. He more pure on technique and defense. That's it. Michael Strahan, you remember Michael Strahan? Michael Strahan wasn't fast. He wasn't quick.
And you know what? One of the people that we call the greatest of all time at his position wasn't fast. That's Jerry Rice. Jerry Rice ran a 4.6.
He wasn't. He was just technically sound. He knew how to run the routes. He knew how to catch.
And you know what? And the thing about with Jerry Rice to separate Jerry Rice from a lot of players is that he wanted to be better. It didn't matter if he won a Super Bowl or lost. He was always trying to get better.
That's hard, baby. That's hard. That's what I care. That's what I care about. I don't give a damn about. You know how many guys in the NBA who was supposed to be the next Michael Jordan. You remember that, Baby Jordan? You remember Baby Jordan?
That man
You
won.
remember Baby Jordan?
That man won a dunk contest and wasn't seen since after that.
And one scene since.
One
This is
season
the
since.
stuff that we're talking about. Like, I don't care about any of that. I
Mhm.
don't care about the combine. I don't care about any. It's cool to see for the fans. It's cute and all. I don't give a damn. I don't care. I don't care about how fast a guy runs. Can this dude run fast after a guy don't caught the ball? He's going half down. He's running down the damn field. Can he, can he catch up and make the tackle? That's what I care about.
I'm tell you like this. I'm gonna tell you like this. 40 speed and football speed are totally different. Shannon Sharp said it. Shannon Sharp said it on Undisputed. He said that the 40 is overrated, and I agree. There's a lot of guys that can run fast. I do say that as a defensive back, you have to have speed because the speed is what's going to get you paid. But you also got to have technique. You gotta have technique. You gotta have technique as well. And then, but the 40 is overrated because there were a lot of guys that were fast but couldn't play the sport, couldn't play the game of football. They couldn't. Boy. There were a lot of guys who were fast, and when they got on football field, they know. That's why when everybody talk about, let's put these track stars out there and play football. No, because they don't have no
Chris Owens? You remember Chris Owens used to play for the Falcons? That dude was like running like a 4.2. That dude football speed is terrible.
Terrible.
He was getting burnt by everybody.
Trash. And then you got guys and then you got guys like I said, Jerry Rice, Anquan Bolden. Anquan Bolden ran a 4.7. He ran a 4.7 40, got picked up in the second round, and went on to become a great receiver for the Cardinals.
Mm-hmm. Great receiver, legendary. Like I call him legendary because he overachieved, man. He wasn't supposed to be as good as he was.
But you know what? I will say this about Anquan Bolden. I did watch him because I remember him in the game against Georgia in the Sugar Bowl. He had to play quarterback because the quarterback got hurt, so he couldn't play receiver. Mm-hmm. So he had to play quarterback. I knew the skill was there, and everybody was talking about how slow he was. But I'm like, this dude is physical. He was Dez Bryant before Dez. Everybody knows Dez is the big physical.
Oh yes, he was
big physical wide receiver. That's what Anquan Bolden was. Anquan Bolden was big and physical. And I'm gonna tell you right now, if y'all don't think Anquan Bolden was fast, watch that wild card game against the Falcons when he took off for that 74-yard touchdown run and nobody could catch him. When I saw that, I was like, whoever said that Anquan Bolden can't run fast, that man, like I said, football speed and speed, because it's a whole lot different when you're running with all that equipment on. So, like I said, 40 is overrated. Now, if I see a big dude run a sub 40 like that, then I'm gonna be impressed because that's a lot of weight moving. Yeah, you gotta be impressed. That's a lot of weight. That's a lot of weight moving. So, yeah, I can get down with that. But when everybody talks about, he ran a 4.2, he ran a 4.3 as a skill player, I'm like, all right, what's the skill? What's the skill? Yeah. What's the skill?
We've all seen that before. We've seen.
And then, this is the one right here. This is the one right here I want to show. Yes, we know. See the thing about it. But see, this is the thing about it is he's an exception to the rule because not only can Julio run fast, but the man was complete as a receiver. That man can run routes. He was physical. He was big. So that's just like Megatron, Calvin Johnson. That was another one. He didn't run routes. Yeah. He didn't run routes that great, but he was big and physical and fast, and that's what you need. You can't just be fast. You need a couple more. You know what I'm saying? So I mean,
Roddy White was another one, man. Roddy White,
Roddy White, and then you see how Roddy White first came in the league. He was terrible. That man couldn't catch a cold. That man couldn't catch a cold in the league. I still remember the catch that he dropped when Michael Vick laid it up for him. He dropped. Boy. I was like, man, cut this dude. This dude is garbage. Cut him. But you saw how he started to get better. He was a late bloomer. He was pretty. Him and Julio, they were pretty good together. So, I mean, It all, like I said, I say it all the time, and Mike, you might agree with me when I say this. The draft is hit or miss. Everybody talks about that. Everybody talks about that best prospect. He could be a bust, and then you go down to find guys like Cam Chancellor and Richard Sherman who got picked in the later rounds, and then they go out and become Pro Bowlers,
superstars, yeah.
all pro. So don't. I tell everybody all the time, don't hit your whole draft class on the first round because there's plenty of busts.
Don't trade all your picks for a damn Julio. Like you're not going to get Julio all the time. You're not going to find Julio.
Look. For every Julio, there's a Charles Rogers, there's a Mike Williams. You know, not everybody can be a Julio or Adre or even Odella. Not everybody can be that. Not everybody can be that. You're gonna find every now and then you're gonna mess up. Not everybody can be like what's the name? You know, I mean, Jamarcus Russell was a bust. Jamarcus Russell was a bust in the first round. But then you got a guy like Tom Brady who got picked in the sixth round.
Ryan Leaf. Oh my God.
Now he's being talked about as one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. So I mean, it's hit or miss. It really is hit or miss. So, but I haven't seen the combine, so I'm very intrigued on what the Falcons are going to do because we're in that. Like I said, we're in that pick a good player, bad player type range because I think are we 14th or 16th in the draft? 16. So we're in that range where we can get a good player or a bad player. So I mean we did get Kunal Neal at 17, which I thought was a reach, but he proved me wrong. So I mean I've been wrong before. So but like I said, I just don't want him to turn up to be another William Moore where he's a good player, but he stayed hurt all the time.
All the time, and that's the thing, man. That's the thing, man. I remember, and I told this story with people who follow the channel. But I remember doing like 300. I did like 300. I scouted like 300 players in 2016 because I was tired. I was ready for your boy Shanahan to go. I was ready for him to go, and I knew it was going to be terrible. I knew Dan Quinn was going to be fired in 2016, so I was getting ready to like find new players, and I did that, man. I can say almost 70, 80%, probably 90% of those players that I scouted, they're not really even worth it.
It's hit or miss. It's hit or miss, man. It definitely is.
It really is hit or miss.
It's hit or miss because, like I said, I was wrong about Kunal Neal because I thought he was a reach. He wasn't that good in college, you know. And he came to Atlanta and he proved me wrong. So, but then again, there was guys like, and I hate to say it, we pick up a guy like Jamal Anderson who was complete bust.
Yeah.
And we skipped on, and then we skipped on guys like Patrick Willis, who I really want. I wanted Patrick Willis in Atlanta, but you know, it's like I said,
he wanted to come here too. He wanted to come.
I wanted. That's who I wanted because I seen him play at Ole Miss. He was a hell of a player at Ole Miss, but you know, they wanted to get his converted tight end / defensive end who didn't really get a lot of sacks in Atlanta. But then you got this guy in San Francisco and Patrick Willis who was beasted, and I was just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's hit or miss.
Man, we've made some terrible decisions, bro. We did. We made some terrible decisions.
You know what? I'm still ride with the Falcons, but yes,
you gotta ride with it, man. That's the thing.
Mistakes. I mean, but
hopefully we don't do that again. Hopefully we don't do that again.
Well, like I said, we're in that. It's like that tricky situation where 16, you can get a good player or you can get a bad player.
Anything got a top 5 for me, it's a risk. If it's not a top 5, you're not a top 5 player, you're a risk.
But you know what? I will say this to counteract that argument. There have been some top 5 players that flamed out. Jamarcus Russell was number 1. He was terrible.
Yeah.
So I mean, and it's like I said, we all know that the guy from LSU, I forgot what his name was. I forgot his name. The quarterback.
Quarterback Joe Burrow.
Yeah, Joe Burrow. We all know he's going to be the number 1 pick, but that doesn't mean that he's going to pan out either. And he's playing in Cincinnati, so he's got a very big hill to climb. But there is some good news with that is that they did franchise AJ Green, so he does have somebody to throw the ball to. We'll see. But with that being said, we're going to move on to the next subject. Unless Mike, unless you're done, you got anything else you want to say?
I'm done. I'm done with that.
But with that being said, I gotta. This is a very sensitive subject with me because I have a son who is a Jaguars fan. He's a Jaguars fan, and he loves Nick Foles. So I didn't really want to tell him that I was going to talk about this on the show because I know he's going to be mad. He's probably going to hit me up later on, talk about why you talk about my quarterback like that. And, honestly, I can't really. You can't really get the only thing that you can get mad about with the Jags is that the fire sale has begun because they have been wheeling and dealing all day. They have said they want Minshew to be their guy, their starting quarterback. Nick Foles can't stay healthy. I know he had that Super Bowl run and he got the Eagles their Super Bowl, but he's not worth the $88 million that Jacksonville is paying him. And he got hurt again. But the thing about it is, to me personally, you gave up $88 million to him. That's a lot of money in the move if you're trying to cut him. Because I'm pretty sure if you give somebody $88 million, that's at least, Mike, correct me if I'm wrong, that's at least $11, $12 million in dead cap space. At least. Unless it's lower than that. Not that much, right? Yeah, about 12 million, yeah. So it's going to be very difficult to move him unless a team is willing to absorb that contract, and unless you got a quarterback needy team. I don't really see a lot of quarterback needy teams in the league right now. Maybe San Diego, maybe the Chargers because they let Phillip Rivers go. Doesn't really. I mean, the Lions, if they want to get, because I know they talk about moving Stafford, but he's in the same situation as Foles. I mean, where does he? What does the Jaguars do here? They're kind of like at a crossroad because they can move him, but they're gonna eat that $12 million dead cap, and then you don't want to sit an $88 million quarterback because, I mean, what's the logic here, man? Like seriously, like I know you're good with numbers, so what's the logic here? Like, what should the Jaguars do? Like,
I hope your son not listening to this. I hope he's not. I hope Lil Pancake is not watching this show right now. But I got bad news.
I'm after the fact because I didn't want to send it to him yet. So yeah.
Bad news for all you Jaguar fans. Get ready for a long, terrible road. You guys are going to be rebuilding real soon.
Yeah,
you're going to be terrible.
Real soon. They ain't gonna be real. No, they rebuilding right now because they moved.
That's what I'm saying. That like ASAP.
Because it started with them moving Jalen Ramsey.
Yep.
They moved
AJ.
They moved AJ Bouye. They moved him. In Dockway, I think he's not even here. In Dockway said he doesn't want to play. He doesn't want a long-term deal with Jacksonville. So the fire sale has begun down there in Duval County. It really has. It really has started in Duval County and then there's rumors talking about the owner might move them to London. So, yeah. So it's a lot of stuff going on. Like, they figured they fired Tom Coughlin. They figured that'd be the problem, but nah. And it's sad. It's sad to me because a couple years ago, this team was competing to go into the Super Bowl. They were in the AFC Championship game and they was competing for a Super Bowl. And now all of a sudden they're back to being mediocre again. It's like the window was closed. The window was open for a little bit and now it's shut.
You know why? I say this all the time, Drake. I say this all the time. Even when they went, I told you from the very beginning that when you have bad energy around you, it's only so long you're gonna dodge bullets. They got so many guys with so much energy, and we're talking about just bad, selfish energy. And that's just a fact of the matter. Tom Coughlin, he was bad and he was selfish.
That's what I'm saying. It's like Tom Coughlin was he should show the most of that blame because
that's why I brought him up first.
How you find somebody $850,000 just for sitting down and they were hurt? Like that doesn't make sense. Like that old look. I'm old school. I'm very old school, but at the same time, you gotta kind of adapt to the environment that you're in. You can't be raising folks off that old school way because this is what happens. Your team's gonna be dysfunctional and they're gonna start resenting you. And I think that's what happened with Jacksonville. I think they started resenting, and that's why they started losing. And then compound the fact that they weren't winning like they were. That just magnifies everything. Now, if they were winning, it's kind of like the Patriots in a way. The Patriots are dysfunctional as hell, but winning cures everything. It really does. The beef between Brady and Belichick and Kraft, it was absolved by winning. They were winning.
Hey, that's you saying that's. Oh my gosh. I'm glad you said that.
He's gonna go to a team, but it won't be the Niners. The rumor is he will either be a Titan. He'll be a Titan or a Raider or a Raider.
I'm just gonna tell Tom Brady like what do you have left to prove? Like it's all about ego, man. Like players and their egos, coaches and their egos, general managers and their egos.
But you know what I said? I rag on Brady because I feel that he is a product of the hooded one.
He is.
He is a great quarterback, but at the same time, I do feel that Belichick had a hand in him being great. And I would love to see I would love to see him go to a team like the Raiders or the Titans. And I know the rumor that is he's going to San Francisco, but considering the fact they paid Jimmy G $140 million, he's not going to be he's not going to be a backup there. I'm pretty sure of that. He's not going to be a backup. Yeah, it's got truth, unless they're going to move Jimmy G.
Jimmy G.
That's all. If they can find a team that's desperate enough to pick up that $140 million contract, okay, it's a little bit of smoke. But right now, I don't see San Francisco trying to get Brady. Now, if it was that other team that's leaving California right now to go to Vegas, I'll hold some merit because they are shopping Derek Carr. Derek Carr might be leaving Oakland. Well, he's not. It's Vegas now. He might be leaving Vegas now. They're talking about moving him, and they also offered Tom Brady a $60 million guaranteed contract, like a Michael Jordan type contract. And the fact of the matter is, the Titans are trying to get him as well because they don't know if they're going to keep Tannehill, and Mariota's pretty much out the door. So now, have I been wrong? Absolutely. So if I wake up in the morning, or if I'm scouring Facebook tonight and I see Tom Brady holding up a Niners jersey, I'll be glad to eat some crow. But right now, I don't see him going to San Francisco. I see him going to either Vegas or Tennessee right now.
Yeah, I can't. I just at this point I'm just like, dude, sit your old ass down somewhere. Like you've already got 6 championships. Just like
he's trying to break their record, man. He wants to be the guy he wants to be the only quarterback that has 7 rings.
And that's cool. That's cool, but you ain't gonna do it outside of New England. I mean, I'm just gonna be real with you. Like you don't. This is where spoiled brats come to mind. He doesn't realize how great he has it. He really has no idea how great he has it as a New England Patriot and having the ability to win almost every year for almost 20 years. He doesn't understand that fact.
I said that the Patriots were the most consistent team, consistent team in the NFL. Because I don't even think, even when Tom Brady got hurt and he was out for that year, the Patriots still went 10-6. I don't remember the last time the Patriots had a losing record by 2000. After 2000, I don't remember the Patriots having a losing record or contending for a playoff or a championship.
Man, I
I
don't
don't remember.
know. Even when they had um what's his name before
Drew Bledsoe.
Drew
Drew Bledsoe.
Bledsoe.
Yeah.
I was about to say Drew Brees, but I was thinking, yeah, but even when they had him, they weren't terrible. They were okay. They made the
Yeah.
change, and the rest is history. But even when they
Well,
had
it's like
Drew
I said. It's
Bledsoe,
like I said. It's like I said. The Patriots need to send a fruit basket to Mo Lewis because he's the one that knocked Drew
woo,
Bledsoe out the
boy,
game, and Tom Brady he's been
yes
starting.
sir,
So if I
yes
was
sir.
Robert Kraft, I'd be sending a check to Mo Lewis every year for
Mm-hmm.
doing it because he's the reason why that Tom Brady has the career he has had. I'm not saying that Drew Bledsoe would have flamed out, but Mo Lewis kind of accelerated the process, knocking out Drew Bledsoe. So yeah.
Right.
I tell everybody all the time, if you're a Patriots fan, set up a GoFundMe for Mo Lewis and send him some money.
Well, you got 6 championships because of Mo Lewis, so
Mo
get
Lewis
that
is the
man.
reason why. Mo Lewis is the reason why the Patriots had their dynasty, and then
Mm-hmm.
also the referees have a hand in it too as well because that damn tuck rule.
Woo, boy, boy, boy,
The damn
boy.
tuck. I don't care what nobody said. That was a damn
I
fumble.
Man, get the fuck
That was a damn fumble. But anyway, we're gonna talk about this trade. So they traded away Jalen Ramsey, who I thought was who I think is a top 5 corner. Then you trade away another solid corner in AJ Bowie to Denver. I think the Broncos did that because they already know that Chris Harris is out on the way out. I know they've been shopping him around. I think the Bears and the Ravens, and I want to say the Redskins are interested in getting him. So you see teams are still shelling out money for a shutdown cornerback. So either it may be a trade. You
AJ.
see, you saw what the Rams did. They gave up all that money for gave up all that for Jalen Ramsey. Jaguars sent the Broncos sent them a 4th-round pick, which I think was kind of disrespectful because I think AJ Bowie is a top 10 cornerback, a top 15 cornerback. They should have got more out the deal. But
No, I think what they did was AJ wants a new contract. I looked at his contract, and his contract is pretty consistent. He's going to make 13 million for the next 2 years. Yeah, 2 years. On the dead cap hit this year is 14. The next year is not 14, but the dead cap hit is 4 million, and the dead cap hit is in his final year is 2 million. So he has a very tradable contract, and anytime a cornerback has a tradable contract, he then becomes tradable. He's no longer a hot commodity, and he feels as though that he is a top corner, and he wants a new deal. This is one reason why they traded him.
my question to you, because I know we go back and forth about this thing that you as you call him. Do you feel that AJ is a good cornerback because of his skill or because he had a guy like Jalen Ramsey on the other side? I think I
I
think I
think
think I think AJ was a good cornerback because I know he was a good cornerback in Houston. He was just part of the fire sale that he's experiencing in Jacksonville now. Do you think he's a good cornerback because of the scheme or individual skill?
I think I think he's Desmond Trufant. I think he's Desmond Trufant.
So on the tier, you got the elites, you got the average, above average, trash. What would you place AJ at?
I think he's a top 10 corner. To be honest, I can't find many corners in
I
the
agree.
league that.
I think he's a top 10 corner. I really do. I
I
really
think
do.
he's a top 10 corner, and people we get carried away with a lot of flash plays when it concerns cornerbacks, and that's not no disrespect for Ramsey. I think Ramsey does have talent, but he did have those flash plays, and AJ didn't have those flash plays. So his and that's one reason why people like Desmond Trufant is overrated. Like Trufant doesn't get a ton of interceptions. I mean, besides this year, he had what 4 interceptions this year, and he
Or he
got
had
hurt,
four. He had
and
four.
he
I think he
missed
had
a
four.
couple of games before then. So he missed like 6 games this year and had 4 interceptions. But
Yeah.
outside of this year, like Trufant didn't. He's not a guy that's going to get you picks, and those flash plays are what not only coaches look for, but that's what fans are drawn to. That's why Dion is Dion prime time, and you know, Jalen Ramsey, all these players. Like nobody remembers Aeneas Williams. Like Aeneas Williams was a technically sound all
You know what?
around
You know
damn.
what? I'm glad you brought that up. They need to put some
Mm-hmm.
respect on Aeneas Williams' name. That
Aeneas
man was a
Williams, that
great
dude was a
cornerback.
baller, bro.
That man was a great corner. He was a great cornerback,
Mm-hmm.
and I think the reason why he didn't really get talked about because he was overshadowed by guys like Dion,
Yep.
Darryl Green as well. I think he played.
Yep.
He played around the same time as those guys. But
Mm-hmm.
y'all need to put respect on him. And he made the Hall of Fame. He's a Hall of
And
Fame
the
corner.
Hall of Fame, and nobody really gives him the respect because
But
he
you know what?
wasn't
But you know what?
flat.
I will say this. I will say this though. I think the reason why he didn't really get talked about is because who he played for. He played for Arizona, but he did. But he
Yeah,
did.
that too.
He played for the Cardinals, but he did win a Super Bowl with the Rams. But he was a
Mhm.
safety.
It
He
is.
took the Rod. He took the Rod Wilson approach and
But
played
even
safety.
he did that great. Even he did that great. He was great at that
Oh
position
yeah,
as
oh,
well.
absolutely. I look. I put Aeneas Williams in my top 5 all-time cornerbacks because the
Mm-hmm.
guy
Oh
was
yes,
covered. And
absolutely.
I
Mm-hmm.
just think that I just think the fact of the matter is he was just overshadowed by guys like Dion and Darryl Green. I think he was. I really
Mm-hmm.
was. I think he really was. But if you're like I said, if you're a student of the game like me, I love cornerbacks. I love
Oh
cornerbacks.
man,
So
yeah, Dre and I.
when you see,
Yeah.
I love cornerbacks. Like I said, whenever is like a big time matchup between a wide receiver and the defensive back, I don't even care about the game. I'm watching the matchup. I'm watching the matchup. Like if it's Julio versus Joe Hayden or Julio versus Darrell Reeves or even the guy in New Orleans, Mike Thomas. Mike Thomas going against a guy like Jalen Ramsey. Shoot, man, look, I was pissed off because with Jalen Ramsey getting traded, I couldn't see the matchup between Jacksonville and Atlanta. I couldn't see the matchup live between him and Julio. Like I love stuff like that. I love to see the physical mono, like I'm gonna cover you, I'm gonna catch this ball, I'm gonna deflect this ball type thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those things. But yeah, put some respect on Aeneas Williams' name because that dude is a top 5 all-time cornerback.
Mhm.
Debate
That's
which ball head.
technical cornerbacks get
And
absolutely no love, man.
you know what? I gotta give a shout out to my cousin because she went to Southern. That man went to Southern. That man went to
Yeah.
Southern,
Yeah.
Southern University, and the
That's
dude,
insane.
it was good. He was good, and that lets you know right now it doesn't matter what college you go to. It just matters if
Mm-hmm.
you look at Bill Belichick. Remember when Bill Belichick went down and scouted that
Yeah.
dude from Middle Tennessee in the rain?
You know what? I'm
It doesn't.
glad
It
you
doesn't,
said. I'm glad you said that
it doesn't
because
matter. It doesn't matter where you go to school at. If you can play the game, any sport, basketball, football, if you can play that sport, it don't matter where you go to. I mean, look at Jerry
Mhm.
Rice. Jerry Rice went to Mississippi Valley Community College.
come
It
on,
don't
man.
matter where you go. It don't matter where you go. It just matters if you can play the game.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, yeah.
That,
I gotta give a comment. How many DEs come out their rookie year and it's a top DE? I know one, but he kind of lost his mind after the fact. Alton Smith, when he got drafted by the 49ers, that man had eight sacks rookie year. And his second year, he won defensive player of the year in his second year. That man had what, 13 sacks? And he almost set the record too. His third year, he almost broke the record by straight hands. So there have been many Ds that came out the gate smashing, but at the same time, I think Austin Smith is one of the greatest what if cases in football. He really is. He really is. He really is one of the great. Because if that man would have kept his head on straight, he'd have been an all-time great. He would have. That man came out the gate smashing. Name another person. Like anybody on my timeline, name a defensive end that came out the gate that won defensive player of the year. I know everybody gonna say Nick. I don't think Nick Bosa didn't win. He won defensive rookie of the year. But who in their second year has won defensive player of the year? If anybody comments and let me know, I'll send you something.
I don't know many. I really don't know many. I really can't tell you.
I really don't. So, but with that being said, we're gonna move on to the next subject because we can be here all night about football. So, you know how I go.
Especially AJ Bouye and cornerbacks. Boy, I can go all day with that.
Yeah, you know me. I love defensive backs. I love defensive backs. I love them. But with that being said, as far as AJ Green, they gave him the franchise tag. Joe Burrows is doing his best Bernie Sanders impersonation, trying to keep him in Cincinnati. So I think I would love to see him stay in Cincinnati, but also he's at the age now where the injuries are catching up, and he wants to play for a winner. So he might not stay in Cincinnati. Uh, Dakota, I don't. Dakota might not get what he wants, honestly, but he might get it because of the market. I read in our group. If you haven't followed the Strictly Prohibited Network on Facebook, there's a couple guys that saying that he should get Carson Wentz money, and Carson Wentz is at the bottom of the totem pole right now. But I'm pretty sure that Dak is going to get paid probably close to 38, 39 million a year. And as far as Derrick Henry, give the man whatever he wants. He's the reason why the Titans made it that far.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Look, I say it all the time. When you get to the playoffs, if you have a strong defense and a good running game, which the Titans have, you're gonna upset a lot of people. And they did that. They knocked out my Super Bowl pick. I thought they was gonna make it to the Super Bowl in Baltimore, but they knocked them out. And even though he kind of spurned Georgia and went to Alabama at the last minute, give that man his money. Give Derrick Henry his money. And consider, and you know the fact that running backs don't have a good shelf life. Look at Todd Gurley. Look at David Johnson. These guys. Todd Gurley might not ever play it down again because his knees are giving out on him. David Johnson, who was a very good running back in Arizona, is the injuries are catching up. Mm-hmm. So if I'm Derrick Henry, get everything you owe. Everything. If you want to get if you want to get that Ezekiel Elliott money, get that Ezekiel Elliott money. So, but go ahead. I see you put a comment up, Mike. What you talking about?
Did JJ? I didn't do that.
Yeah, I don't know what JJ Watt. Only thing that JJ Watt has done was he said that he doesn't agree with the CBA, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna talk about that down the road. So
I'm just gonna say this about contracts. I'm all for players getting that money, but just something just doesn't sit well with me when I see players like Dak Prescott, Dakota Prescott getting money. You know, guys like Matt Ryan, guys like Drew Brees, Peyton Manning, like that shit doesn't sit well with me. I don't give a damn about the market.
But Mike, we talked about it. It's the market.
I know that it just doesn't sit.
You know exactly. And it's like what we said. The NFL. Remember we talked about the CBA and how owners want to keep most of the pie.
Yeah.
This is why because it seems like every time we turn around, the NFL is making more and more money. That's why the salary cap keeps going up.
Continues to go up. Yep.
It keeps going up.
That's why.
Yeah. But go ahead. I mean, I ain't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
That's why it's a double-edged sword. I don't think Prescott deserves to be on the same level as a Matt Ryan. It's just like, as far as his pay is concerned.
Look at guys like Jimmy G and Matthew Stafford, who has never won a playoff game, never led them.
These guys got 127.
Jimmy G. Look. Jimmy G came off a knee injury and got 140 million off a knee injury. That man only started 6 games, and San Francisco made him one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the league. Now, if he would have won the Super Bowl, that would have made a whole lot of sense. But he lost. But you know what's going to happen? Guys like Deshaun Watson, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, they're going to get stupid. I already said that one of those guys are going to be the first $200 million quarterback in the league. One of them guys, and my money's on Mahomes because Mahomes did so much at his age. He's already been an MVP, a Super Bowl MVP, a Super Bowl champion, that man's going to get stupid paid. I said 200, but he might get paid more. He might get 215. He might, if he gets $215 million contract, he'll probably get 120, 130 guaranteed off top. Just consider the fact that what he's done already. He's only 24 years old, and he's already won a Super Bowl MVP, and an MVP already. And he's only 24.
Already.
You really think the Chiefs are gonna let him go all willy-nilly? Man, they're gonna drive like a Brinks truck, 3 or 4 Brinks trucks full of money to his house to make sure he stays in Kansas City.
I can't. I saw him. I saw the film on him. I already knew he was going to be a good quarterback. I didn't know he was going to be this good, but I know he was going to be
like quickly. Like, you know, he wasn't really. He was okay at Texas. He was okay at Texas Tech, but he wasn't great. But the fact that he came in the NFL and he's accomplished so much at his age, like. Give that man whatever he wants. If that man say he wants to be the highest paid quarterback in the league, you know what? You better make it happen. And I do want to give a shout out to Andy Reid because we know Andy Reid is the quarterback. Everybody talks about John Gruden is the quarterback whisperer. It's Andy Reid. Because you see every quarterback that Andy Reid has had under his wing, they go and be successful. So
everyone.
Oh, and I know how much we rag on Andy Reid, but I'm glad he got his trophy.
He deserved that. He if anybody deserves to win, is Andy Reid, man. That dude is a brilliant freaking coach.
Yeah, but you know, we know we gave him hell because he folded come playoff time. Yeah.
It's freaking stuff just happens to him, man. Freaking stuff always happens for Andy Reid. Happens to Andy Reid in playoffs, and he finally got over the hump, man. And I'm like I said, I'm happy for him. Couldn't happen to a better player, a better coach, and like he finally got it. You can never say he's a choker anymore, man. That dude got his championship.
He got the brass ring that avoided him his whole career. And also, I do want to say one thing. I have been corrected. My bro Dex just put up. JJ Watt did win Defensive Player of the Year in his second year. So there it is.
Second year. All right, yeah.
There it is. So, yeah. But yeah, it's gonna set the precedent for free agency. And consider the fact that the NFL is making all this money. I'm not gonna be surprised that guys like Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson will get 200 plus. They are. So Dak is gonna, unfortunately, as much as Dak has put up these impressive numbers last year, the Cowboys still struggle. They struggle. So, but he is going to get paid. They already said that Jerry's gonna he's gonna pay.
Jerry has
Amari. He's gonna pay Amari. He's gonna pay Amari and Dak what they need. But that's just gonna set the precedent for Mahomes and Jackson and Watson, these young guys coming up. So I mean, it is what it is, right? It's like you said, it's the market, right? The market. It's the
market, and that's you got to give that up to the Players Association, not necessarily the players, but the Players Association. They're doing a good job of setting the market for other quarterbacks of the future. So, for me, the only thing, AJ Green, I'm going. He needs to go. No needs to hang around there. He needs to force the trade.
Well, if they franchise tag AJ Green, the only choice he would have is either sign it and play or not sign it and sit out the season.
Sit out. That's it.
That's just like in Dockway. He's the same way. He said he doesn't want to sign with Jacksonville, and Jacksonville was like, "Oh, you don't want to sign with us? Franchise tag." So that means you basically have a choice. Either you're going to sign with us and play with us for another year.
Oh, he's still going to get paid regardless.
The league average, or you're going to sit the whole year. So it's one of them choices. It's one of the choices you make when you're a star player and they don't want to pay you. That was the same issue with Le'Veon Bell. They franchise tagged him, And then eventually he was like, you know what? Because I think after 2 times a team franchise tags you, you become
Yeah,
an
you have
unrestricted free
yeah,
agent.
yeah, right.
So it's just one of the things that he gonna have to think about. Is he willing to play his franchise tag out and then go and be a free agent, or he refuses and sits out for the year and the Bengals franchise tag him again? So
Yeah,
it's it, it's the belly
if
of the
I'm
beast,
there,
man. It's the NFL. You know that's nah, it's not. It's the NFL. The NFL pretty much like if you don't want to play for us, we're gonna throw this money at you, and you're gonna play at least another year, at least. And don't get hurt. You get hurt, I ain't
they're
worried
done.
about it.
That's why Derrick Henry should not play. He is that team, and he should not. He should never play another play. He should never play another down without a new contract. He does not. He's a running back. Don't play. You were that team. You were the force that drove that team, and you need to get paid. Get paid. Don't play in preseason. Don't play in training camp. Don't participate. Don't go.
Hey, right now, without the CBA being agreed upon, ain't nobody doing shit right now.
Ain't
Like
no man training camp anyway, right?
all these trades happening, all that stuff. Like I said, HA's going to Denver, but shoot, they can't even execute it because the CBA hasn't been agreed upon yet. So nobody can do nothing right now. It's just in writing. So I mean, all we can do is just hope. Like I said, I was talking to Dex the other day. Like all we can do is hope and wish that they get it together because if they don't, we're gonna be everybody talking about how the NFL, how the XFL is terrible and trash like that. That's the only thing you're gonna be watching if the NFL don't come to an agreement. And college football.
Right. Yeah, I'm not. I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. I'm
Well,
not playing
you know me, I'm pro player, so I mean it don't even matter.
always.
It only get your money. But I do agree with what you said last week about how as an owner you shouldn't go below 50%. I said 51-49 or 52-48 at the most.
Yeah,
But as an owner, I wouldn't go below 50% because it's still a business. You still gotta get paid.
still
Because
business.
right, because not only as an owner that you're getting your money, you still pay people that work for you in your stadium, and you got to
Right.
pay these taxes.
Minority owners. You have to
Yeah,
split it with them too.
exactly. So and shareholders that invest in your team,
Shareholders. Yep.
you gotta pay them. So yeah, it as much as I want to cheer for the pro player, it's still a business. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. So all right. So with that being said, we're gonna move on. We're gonna move to the next agenda here. All right, Mike. This is your turn, man. This is your time. I don't know what's going on with the Falcons. I mean, so I know you got your. I know you got.
Pretty easy.
I know you got your crew out there, and they've been waiting. So what's the 411 on Falcons right now?
Let's just do this since there's not. This is pretty easy. Um, what do you guys? What do you guys have questions right now? Because personally, I one thing all day. I can
Well,
talk about one thing all day. And
here's a
we'll
question
talk
right here for
about
you. Yeah, that's one right there. That's your question right there. If the organization asks Matt, Julio, and Alex to restructure their contracts, they should be going to Desmond Trufant before going to any of those other three asking to restructure his. So what's your thoughts on that?
take your ass to tell your boss when your boss come to your ass, tell him to give you your damn restructure. You want to restructure your paycheck?
Right. But I mean,
No,
honestly,
I hear you. I hear you.
this is a genuine question. I'm just asking you this. We always talk about what's good for the team, and Arthur Blank needs to stop being friendly with certain guys. And we all know that Mac, Julio, and Ryan are the supposedly big three. You can put Ridley and Matthews at second tier on the Falcons pecking order. Do you think that would be good for us to kind of shed a little bit, or just kind of work with what we got right now and just kind of build on that? Because we already know Campbell's gone. We let Hooper go because we're not going to sign him. We're not going to give him his $12 million a year, which is probably going to get on the open market. Should we shed a little bit off their contract and kind of spread it around, or just be like, you know what, just earn what you keep?
I think it's going to happen. So there's no real need for it to happen right now. There's not really a player out there that's going to be a difference maker that you can come in. It's like, oh, he's going to be a major. He's going to be a 15 sack guy, or you got to have a reason to want to restructure deal. I think fans just want to restructure deal because they're uncomfortable with what the salary cap looks like. Like you can bring in players. I think we have a good enough players on our defensive side to justify, keeping Desmond Trufant's deal at where it is. We have Grady Jarrett. Grady Jarrett, in my opinion, I think he's the second best defensive tackle in the league behind Aaron Donald. Just my personal opinion. You have Deion Jones. I think he is an absolute playmaker in his own right. You get guys around Deion Jones to just do his thing and just make plays, interceptions like he did against Tampa Bay at the end of the game. Like that's what that guy can do. Grady Jarrett, he's going to continue to get better. You have Crazy Casey out there. He's a playmaker. I know a lot of people got mad when I said that the Falcons could possibly trade him. Wasn't necessarily my thoughts on that, but it's something that you got to look at. Like at this point in time, the Falcons don't have a lot of money, or they can just throw to anybody. Like you got to sign these players. These players gonna want their money. Can you sign Crazy
Especially with
Casey?
that, especially with that CBA they arguing about. So
These players want their money. So the Falcons, and I said this early vote. This is one reason why AJ Bouye. I've been saying this all this time. Do not get comfortable with any other players. Don't get comfortable.
I made, you know what, and I made the mistake when what's the name got let go. I kind of got my feelings about that when John Abraham got let go, because that was my favorite.
Yep.
Yeah. So, but with that being said, and I want to ask you a question on this because there is a player out there who I think is pretty damn good that said he wants to play for the Falcons, and that's Dante Fowler. He's coming out. He's came out and said that he wants to play for Atlanta. Should we try to entertain that, or just let him go and go to another team? Try to go entertain other teams because I've seen, even though he plays for that team down in Gainesville, the dude is a very good pass rusher. I mean, I saw him. He kind of did his thing with St. Louis, not St. Louis, with the Rams. And even though he was on there with, because you got a guy like Aaron Donald that's wreaking havoc, you're gonna pretty much get free runs. But I do think that Fowler is a good young pass rusher. Do you think the Falcons should try to make a run, or just kind of like just let him go, entertain other teams?
It depends on what. I think it depends on what his demands are. If he's looking for $15 million, he can kiss my.
I already said we couldn't afford him.
That's why I'm saying it really depends on what he's asking for.
We can't afford him. We can't
What's
afford
good, John? What's good, everybody?
I do not look nothing like Lawrence Fishburne anyway, Jarvis. But,
hey man, yo, hey.
Well, if I look like Lawrence Fishburne, the dude to my right looks like Kawhi Leonard. He looks like Kawhi Leonard.
Yo, hey man.
But with that being said, I said that he well, I understand this right here. You're absolutely right. You can never have too many pass rushers, but at the same time, are you willing to pay all these pass rushers?
You gotta pay him.
You gotta pay him. This is Dante Fowler wants one more bag before he gets old. He's in his prime right now. I think he's 26. He's 25, 26 years old. He's gonna want one more payday. And honestly, I don't think the Falcons are gonna be able to give him that bag.
I said this. I wrote this on Twitter earlier today. Falcons fans want everybody for nothing. And how the hell are you going to get these players. Like, how the hell are you gonna get these players? Money don't grow on trees, bro. Who the hell's gonna pay them? We want everybody.
You already know the Falcons have a very tight cap space. Even with this new when this new salary cap goes in place after they agree on the
New
season.
England is having cap issues. That's why they don't want to pay.
The Falcons still have right. They do have, so and Anthony Wright, I'm sorry to break your heart, but if we can't get Dante Fowler, we're not gonna get him either. We're not gonna get Ngakwe either. Because they're gonna want to. They're both young. They're both young, very good pass rushers who's gonna want to get paid. And right now, the Falcons don't have the money to pay these players. So, I mean, I hope that Julio and Matt and all these guys shed a little bit off their money. But if they decide not to, you can't be mad. Football's a brutal sport. You gotta get everything you owe. You gotta get everything you owe. I would love to have either one of those guys on my team, but we can't afford them. We can't afford them.
A lot of these, like to be honest, I don't know why a lot of fans, like, I know we want to have the best team. I know we want to have the best players.
Like you said, Mike, you gotta pay these guys.
You gotta pay these guys. It ain't coming free.
Yeah, you can't.
You're not giving up a first round pick, a future. Who's gonna give up their future for a guy right now?
Well, they did give up a future for Julio, and it worked out because I was very mad about that trade. But Julio shut me up.
Everybody, that was a huge. That right there was a huge risk. Not many teams are willing to do that. Huge risk. Yeah. Like, you gave up 6 picks for Julio. Like, who the hell does that?
But like I said, I was mad about that. I wanted to build defense, but
a lot of people. I remember you was mad about that.
You know what? When Julio started balling out, I shut the fuck up after that. I was like, well, shit, this dude is balling out for us. And he was helping Roddy on the perimeter too, because everybody knows when Matt Ryan hiked the ball before Julio came there, everybody knew he was throwing it to. It was either Roddy or Tony. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. But go ahead, Mike. Go ahead.
What I think about moving Keanu Neal to linebacker, I wouldn't do it.
But see, my question to you is this:
I would try it out. But I wouldn't make it a full time. I wouldn't make it a full time thing because, like, you're down there with them big 300 pounders. Like, those guys, just if they come off the ball and you're standing still like this in a spot and they come at you full speed, you gotta be able to hold up against those guys with your legs, man. And I don't trust Keanu Neal near the line of scrimmage with those big guys, to be honest.
And you know what? And my question is this, Mike. Consider the fact that Keanu Neal has had 2 season-ending injuries. Would it be in the Falcons' best interest to even keep him on the roster? Because to me, honestly, I don't want to say it because I'm still holding out on him, but he's looking more like Sean Witherspoon and William Moore right now to me.
Yeah,
great player, good solid player, but he can't stay on the field, and that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate because football is one of those unpredictable games where, like I said, you're one play away from an injury or a career ending injury. So I mean, do you keep him on the roster because I don't know if is he in his. We just signed him to a brand new deal last year or a couple years ago, right? We signed him to a deal, right?
Well, it's in the CBA if you draft in the first round.
But what I'm saying is, did they exercise his 5th-year option or did they give him a new deal?
Yeah, this is what I'm getting at. It's a deal. If you're a top 10 pick, the first.
So he wasn't top 10. He was 17. He was drafted 17.
Top 10, top 10. I forget what it was exactly, but if you're a first round pick, a lower half of the pick. No. I got that wrong. If you're a first round pick, you have you get the 5th year. If you are a second round pick like Deion Jones, you get a 4th year. So that 5th year as a first rounder, is guaranteed if you are injured and you go on IR. So that 5th year was guaranteed, but it's not capped. You can trade that pick away. You don't get a penalty for it.
Kind of
But
like
that
what the Falcons
guaranteed.
did with kind of like what they did with Beasley. Right? They kind of just kept him and just paid
Yeah,
him.
pretty much.
They paid him like a top defensive end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty much as far as that is concerned. How the cap is, it goes with the league average. So it changes from year to year. So Vic
Mhm.
Beasley, the league average for defensive ends, with his production, so in the neighborhood of 12 to 13 million dollars. So that's why he got
He got like what? He got like what? 12.5 million.
12,
He got
8,
like 12
yeah,
million.
something
12
like
million.
that.
Yeah.
So it was the league average, and that's what Keanu, he gets the league average. So it changes from year to year, and that's the one of the reasons why Falcons can trade him.
So
They can really.
that's what I'm saying. That's my question to you. Should we give him that 5th year and just give him $12 million?
It's automatic. We didn't have a choice. It's
Oh
automatic.
yeah,
That's in
yeah.
the contract. That's in the contract. It's automatic. We didn't have a choice. That's what the CBA. That's what the Players Association negotiated for players. That's automatic. We did not have a choice. If we had a choice, he would have been on the street with no money.
True.
Looking for a new team. So the Falcons they didn't have a choice in the matter. Because I've gotten that question plenty of times. And my cat boy, the real Patman, he pretty much explained that to me. That we didn't have a choice. That is negotiated by the Players Association, and honestly, that's great because honestly, we talk about this all the time. Players are only like one play away from getting injured.
One
A
play
career.
away. I tell you, one play away. One play away.
Mhm.
So, but with that being said, we got a caller. We got a caller on the line.
Mhm.
So,
Okay. Okay.
hello, you on the air? Hey, what's going on? Who's this? All right, man. Mad Mike, he got a fan on here. He says he's one of your subscribers, man. So,
What's good, man? How y'all doing, man? How you doing, bro?
I think he's about to go look at numbers. That's what he's about to do. He had to go look at numbers. So he's about. Hold on. We trying to get it right. We trying to get it right. Oh, he hung up. He hung up. He hung up. He hung up. Don't worry about it. Well, apparently he hung up. So I don't know what happened. He'll call back. But the question to you, Mike, was the question he asked was, do you feel that the Falcons should go for a big time free agent, or should they do what the Falcons do and lowball again?
Well, if I were the GM and I was doing things, I would definitely. I
Because
would go.
you know the Falcons love the bargain bin on players. So I
I
mean,
mean, not
yeah,
just. I mean, that's as much as we complain about the Falcons, not spending players and spending money in free agency. Like, why are we going? Let's be honest. Why are they free agents in the first place? There's got to be a reason why they're free agents in the first place. Most of these guys are trash to their team. They don't want them. Okay, let's just be honest with them. Let's be honest. They're trash to other teams. They're other teams trash. We don't want you. We feel like we can get better than what you provide for the team. They're trash.
Well, you
Why
know what
am
they
I
say:
going to?
one man's trash is another man's treasure, though.
That is true, but that shit ain't like 9 times out of 10. That shit ain't gonna work.
But in the same breath, one man's trash is another man's trash, and we gave
Again, but
and we
nine
gave
times out of
and we gave
ten, that
and we
shit
gave.
ain't
And you know
happening.
what? This is why I said when they gave Julio that they gave it the phone to get Julio, and I was just like, what the fuck? So I mean, I understand. And when we give all this money to play like Khalil Mack and Aaron Donald, who would deserve to be handsomely paid. That was still kind of steep. They gave almost $200 million to Khalil, even though he proved that he was worth it. It's like I said, it's hit or miss. It's a big risk either way. So I mean, it
I'm not
happens.
paying. I'm sorry, unless this guy is Alex Mack, Julio Jones, he free agent. I'm not
I will
paying
say this.
any
I
free
will
agent.
say this. If Aaron Donald comes out and I hear him personally say he wants to play for the Falcons, get that man whatever he wants.
That's what I'm saying. But these
Because
dudes,
I'll tell you right now, Aaron Donald and Grady Jarrett on that same defensive line will be hell for anybody in the league.
look, man, I totally agree.
Yeah,
But
but you
unless
can't.
these guys are,
It's like you said, you can't find people like that in the league.
you
It's hit or
can't
miss.
find people like that. So
It's
it's
hit or miss.
like it really is hit or miss. Even
Hit or
in
miss.
free
Free
agency,
agency, the draft is hit or miss. Like I said, for every Aaron Donald, you get a Ray Edwards or a
Yep,
fucking Jamal
that's it.
Anderson. Yeah.
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that again. I'm not giving a washed up player like Ray Edwards $12 million, like because
Jamal
he was
Anderson.
good in minutes. Nah, bro, Jamal Anderson. I'm not
Jamal
like
Anderson. Well, we look. I'm still mad about that. I already said that when I see Jamal Anderson, I'm gonna cuss him out because I'm gonna tell him. I'm gonna tell him. I'm gonna tell him
hey,
we should have got Patrick Willis over your ass because I wanted Patrick Willis. So, but with that being said, we're gonna move on to the next subject.
mhm.
My boy Burrow over here on the banner tip. Spike Lee done watching Knicks. Oh, that's a big one because we all know that Spike Lee is one of the biggest Knicks fans in the country.
Why is that really hit? I didn't read the story. I've heard it, but I
Because
haven't heard it.
they gave him the Charles Oakley treatment. Yeah, yeah,
Wow, you did
yeah.
that to Spike Lee. James
Yeah.
Dolan need to go straight to hell, man.
I told I
Wow.
told I told everybody, look, for everybody that's a Cowboys fan and the sound of my voice, listen to me. You do not have the worst owner in sports. The worst owner in
Wow.
sports resides in New York because that man not only hates his players or his team, he hates his fans. So yeah, Spike, I didn't watch the first take this morning, but I did see the snippet of when Spike Lee was talking about how he felt that security. I don't know what he did. He didn't really go into too much detail about it, but yeah, he said that he was like, "What the fuck? I look like Charles Oakley." They was giving him the Charles Oakley treatment. So when you,
He's
I'm gonna tell
Spike
you
Lee,
right now.
man.
I'm gonna tell you right
He's
now.
the ambassador of the New York Knicks, man. Like,
This
how
man
the
has
hell
been
do
in.
you
This
do?
man has been in the one of the. He's been in battles with Jordan. He's been in battles with. Look, that battle he had with Reggie Miller was iconic.
Yeah,
That was
Reggie
like,
Miller.
look. It's not Black History Month. Black History Month ended last month, but that was iconic in Black History Month because to see them two troll each other,
Yeah,
that was epic for TV. And to
that's
have one of
definitely
your biggest ambassadors just say, you know what, I'm not gonna. That's like me and Dex say, you know what, we're not going to watch any more Hawk games this season.
that's
We're not.
crazy. I didn't
It's,
know
it's
that
sad.
happened.
It's
Wow.
sad. It's sad and it's pathetic at the same time because we all know what the common denominator is if you're a Knicks fan, and that's James Dolan. I always said that James Dolan is the worst sports owner in history. He is. He is. But and it's sad. And it's sad that this man has one of the most valuable franchises in sports. I think he's number 2 or number 3. Dexter LaDonna, if y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. He has the second or third most valuable franchise in the country, in the world. In the world, the Knicks are worth the Knicks are worth like $4.4 billion. Like how? Your team is trash. People don't come to the games.
The market, the TV contract, man.
I don't understand. I don't understand. Cause I know the Cowboys are up there. I know Manchester United's up there. The Yankees are up there, and I think somewhere in there is the Knicks. Somewhere in that mix. I just don't understand how you could be that they're number 5. Dex said they're number 5. I just don't understand how your team is that terrible and you're throwing people out and you're embarrassing not only Charles Oakley, who was a very good player for your team for many, many years. You embarrassed one of your best in basketball. And you know what? And you know what?
It's like kicking out Jack Nicklaus. Jack Nicklaus is the damn Lakers ambassador. How the hell do you kick him out? Like, come on.
And you know what? This sets the precedent. This sets the precedent for the future of the Knicks because any potential free agents, like we all know, Giannis is going to be the big ticket next year for free agency. He's going to look at this and be like, you know what? I don't know if I want to play for New York.
Mm-hmm.
The way they treat their players, or not players, their fans. And my owner is a complete douchebag. You don't want. That's why Kevin Durant didn't want to go to New York. It wasn't because of the injuries, because of the fact that how he was going to be treated. And everybody talks about how Boston is this trash organization. They got a bunch of racist fans. Hey, dude. But if you know how to dribble the ball and play, Danny Ainge is going to take care of your ass. He's going to take care of you. He is. He's going to take care of you. I don't see that with the Knicks. And I know a lot of Knicks fans is on my timeline. They're going to be like, why are you talking bad about it? No, talk to your owner.
Man, they know damn well
your owner is trash. Your owner is trash. Your owner is super trash. And y'all not going to get better until he sells them.
He's gone.
Until he's gone. And no free agent is going to come and want to play for y'all. Why y'all think Kevin Durant and LeBron James say, "Nah, I'm good"? Because according to Knicks fans on my timeline, y'all was at LeBron James, Kevin Durant, and Zion Williamson. Y'all was at them 3. And who y'all got? Y'all got RJ Barrett, who is a very good player. Who else? Who else is behind that? You know why? You know why? Nobody wants to play for your organization when you got an owner like that throws out great Hall of Fame caliber players and the ambassador to your team. You guys, you made the biggest Knicks fan.
Kicking Dominique and Hank Aaron out of it. It's like kicking Dominique and Hank Aaron. Like, you don't do that to Hank Aaron and Dominique, bro. You made
the biggest Knicks fan not come to your games anymore. It's like Stephen A. Smith's name. That is blasphemous. That is blasphemous. It is. Blasphemous. It really is. Because it's like you said, Mike. That's like Atlanta kicking out Dominique. It's like kicking out Dom. That's like Hank Aaron can't go to a Braves game. You can't. It's bad. It's terrible. It's terrible. Like, something needs to happen. Because I'm telling you right now, the way that all this stuff happening, ain't nobody gonna want to play for the Knicks. Ain't nobody gonna want to play for the Knicks. So, yeah, it's bad.
Oh, shut up, Shane. Nobody gives a damn.
So, all right. So we're gonna move on. So we're gonna talk about these Clippers. I think the Clippers are trying to break away from the Staples Center and have their own thing. They don't want to play under the King. They don't want to play under the King. And they said they're going to purchase the Forum which I think they're going to tear it down and build their own arena. I wish they would keep the Forum because there's a lot of good memories in the Forum. That's where the Lakers won most of their championships. But at the same time, the way that both LA teams are pretty much playing good ball, I kind of understand where he's coming from. He wants to have his own entity. He doesn't want to be the second.
Like
the second he doesn't want to be the redhead stepchild in the mansion. He wants to go and get his own house. So I really hope it happens. I'm hoping for a Clippers versus Lakers Western Conference Final because the pettiness will overflow. So, I mean, what you think, man? What you think? You think and then this guy Ballmer, he was one of the founders with Microsoft along with Bill Gates, so you know he got money. So, I mean, what do you think? What do you think about it?
I think it's long overdue, to be honest. Like, what took you so long? I wouldn't have played in the same arena as my rival. Like, that's blasphemous, to be honest. That's blasphemous.
Right.
Like, it's like trying to go and play in the Falcon trying to play in the Superdome. Like, nobody playing that bullshit.
Nobody want to play in that Kia. Nobody want to play in that Kia Optima Superdome.
Like, no, I don't want to play crap. So it's like, what took so long? I'm actually glad so they can finally feel as though that they have their own fans. They have their own fans. I don't think they feel like they are a valuable organization without always being compared to the Lakers and
you realize that the Lakers have won 18 championships. I mean, the Clippers have won 0. You know what I'm saying? So I will. But I will say this. I did say that the Clippers will be. Everybody talks about this Giannis versus LeBron matchup, but I don't see that happening. I really think the Clippers will be that Western Conference representative in the NBA Finals, and it'll be Kawhi versus Giannis once again. But they're trying to push the agenda, right? They want to push that.
I was about to say that anyway. I'm just going to tell y'all, LeBron may win the MVP, but just remember, he's still 35, okay?
He better not win MVP. This is like Zion better not win MVP. Even though I know my man Ja's about to be screwed. That's going to be a whole nother topic. I know
Ja is unreal. I'm not going to.
This going to be a whole nother There's going to be a whole nother conversation. So, but we all know the agenda that they're going to push on. They want LeBron versus Giannis, but I don't think the Lakers.
I think Giannis deserves to be the MVP, but
I think it'll be the Clippers because Kawhi is coming off his low management. Paul George will get healthy, and I think overall, in my opinion, I think the Clippers have a better bench than the Lakers.
Yeah.
I really think.
It's just a better and that's why I brought up the fact that LeBron is 35. Like, bro,
I will say this though. I think LeBron is in the MVP conversation. I mean, he's leading the league at assists at 35. Our boys should be number one.
I didn't think. Honestly, I probably sound crazy. I'm just gonna say this, and I'm fine with being labeled a hater, but I don't think that's a feat. Like, you have AD, like, he's a big man. You should be getting 12 assists with a big man. Like, that's like it's like playing. It's like John Paxson.
The thing with me is that how many games AD has played? He was hurt last night. He didn't even play the other night. Yeah. So
that's all.
He's still getting 10 assists, which is great. He's not a point guard like our boy Trae Young should be number one because Trae Young is number one amongst point guards. So that's just like you said, Mike. It's consistency. As much as we hate LeBron, we talk about LeBron. We talk shit about LeBron. The man's consistent. He is. So I mean, it's that's why I stopped talking about the LeBron, Kobe, MJ comparisons. I mean, I let other people do it, but I'm not because people ask me all the time, who's the better player? I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. I'm just enjoying greatness. That's it. And you can call me a hater, or you can call me a whatever. Not talking to you, Mike. I'm talking about in general because people
Oh,
tell me,
I know. You know, I don't give a damn about LeBron anyway. So
you know, because
you
we go back and forth, and you talk about getting hacked and shit and all that stuff. So
I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. I
yeah,
really don't.
you know, and it's just like I think the fact of the matter he's still consistent at 35. But with that being said, LiAngelo Ball offered G League contract by Thunder affiliate. Well, we already know where this is going. Since Lonzo pretty much wasn't the hype that his dad made him out to be, he's going to the other child. And I'm not mad about that because you have to be in your child's life as a man. But something he said today kind of made me laugh a little bit. He said that when LiAngelo gets drafted by whoever he gets drafted by, he will be the leading scorer in the league that year. Mind you, you got guys like James Harden, Luka Doncic, Ja Morant, Trae Young, LeBron, Kawhi. So you telling me that LiAngelo's gonna skip all of them and get in front of the line like a line leader going to
Oh,
the cafeteria?
bro, he's not a better scorer than Trey. Sorry, he's not a better scorer than Trey. So let's just stop all that. All right, stop it.
He's not a better
Don't
scorer than
ever.
all those guys. And he's gonna be a rookie coming into the league. You really think that he's gonna drop 35, 40 points a game coming into the league? Nah. I don't think so. I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. They get me wrong. I want to see them succeed, but bro, you talking about he's going to be the best scorer in the league next year? When I just named about 7 or 8 other people that can score the ball better than your son, easy, easy. So yeah, that's how I said it. So, but the NBA announced its postponement of an inaugural season of basketball Africa due to coronavirus. The only thing I'm gonna say about the coronavirus is that stop messing up my stocks and my 401k. That's all I need to say about that. So
Me speaking no English.
I mean, that's
I ain't touching it. You can have that
you
shit.
know what, and it's not even that's not even the worst part. Because NBA basketball Africa will be good. There's an event coming up that might not even happen because of this. And it's happening in Tokyo in about 5 or 6 months. That's all I'm saying. It's in Tokyo, and this is probably one of my favorite events I love to watch because I'm a track guy. I love watching track. You know, Allison Felix is probably one of my favorite runners of all time. They're already talking about that the Olympics might not happen because of this. And if people don't realize, I mean, everybody talks about how this is not a big deal. It really is, especially if you're somebody that's dependent on your growth of your account or your portfolio. You realize if the Olympics get postponed, do you realize how catastrophic that is if the Olympics get canceled because they can't find another date because of this coronavirus? Don't get me wrong. I've seen people die from influenza and from the flu more than the coronavirus, but it's still a big deal because it's pretty much wiping out a lot of things. I mean, there's talks that I know it's not going to happen, but there has been talks that the WWE, the WWE big heads are talking about not having WrestleMania. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're going to have it, but just the fact of the matter is, you got a bullheaded guy like Vince McMahon to kind of reconsider to not show WrestleMania. You know it's serious. Because we all know how Vince McMahon is. I mean, he's pretty much bullheaded. And they're talking about a global event like the Olympics might not even happen. So, I mean, I'm not
I don't
scared.
even know.
I got my ginger ale ready. I'm not scared. But at the
I got
same
I always
time,
got a bit, man.
but at the same time, you gotta take heed to this because those are two very impactful money making shows, the Olympics and WrestleMania.
I don't even know what to say to that. Like, what can you
Only,
say?
only thing you can say is only thing you can say is you hope Goldberg and Roman Reigns meet for that title. That's all. Because
You
I
didn't
know
have
you
to
was
bring
upset
that up.
about. I know
You
you
didn't
was
have
upset,
to bring that one up. You didn't
I
have
do
to
want to ask
bring
you
that
this.
one up.
I do want to ask you this though. Is it true that John Cena and the Fiend are going to wrestle at WrestleMania? Okay, I might have to get my WWE network back for that one.
And
And I do want to see Edge versus Randy Orton. I do want to see that.
that's that. You know what,
I do because I was a
Randy?
big fan of Rated RKO. That was one of my favorite tag teams.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So
I think
if I have to suck it up and go and give Vince McMahon $9.99 to watch that, then
I think it's going to be if those guys on the card for WrestleMania, man. I think that's going to be huge, especially rated RKO one last time at WrestleMania.
one of my favorite tag teams,
Somehow
man. One of my favorite tag.
they prolonged that, and then you got the John Cena versus the Fiend at WrestleMania
I'm
for
gonna tell you
whatever
right now,
reason.
those two matches will be better than the
Oh
Roman
my
Reigns.
God,
And plus, you
it
know what?
will
And
be.
plus, and this hurts me to say this because I'm a Goldberg fan through and through. But when Goldberg won the championship, I was kind of like, why? You got two part timers with the belts, Brock and Goldberg. But we still watch it. People
I,
always talk about
I,
it.
I, I saw it. I understand, but I was still like, why? Like, okay, why? I felt, I felt like he was like, we
You know
got
what?
two parts.
You felt like me. You felt like me when AJ Styles beat D Ambrose for the belt, and I didn't understand why.
Yeah, yeah. I know Dean is damn sure your guy.
That was my
Yeah,
guy because you know what? Dean Ambrose remind me of me, the regular guy who doesn't really watch wrestling, but he can win when it's time to go. So
yes, sir, man.
yeah,
That's exactly how I feel about myself when it comes to the Fiend. A weird, odd ass dude. It's just
but I will say
that.
this about that. I think Fiend was a better, even though he had the best character. I think he was a better wrestler than Dean.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. And I think that as much as I didn't want him to lose the title, because I did watch a little bit of Super Showdown on YouTube. Shout out to YouTube for getting the
Mhm.
bootleg links. I do understand why he lost the title because
Yeah.
he wants to avenge the loss to John Cena.
Yeah.
And I think that John Cena is kind of being like The Rock when The Rock fought John Cena at WrestleMania. He's
Mhm.
kind of like passing the choice because everybody knows that John Cena, as much as we don't like him, he's pretty much been the face of WWE for many
He's
many
been
years.
the guy.
He's
He's
been the
been
guy.
the guy.
I think that John Cena, two things will happen. He's gonna lose to the Fiend, and the Fiend gets more. He's already over.
Mhm.
Or John Cena beats the Fiend, then he goes challenges the winner of WrestleMania for the championship, and then he ties Ric Flair's record, and then he retires.
Yo, I think people will riot if that happens, man. I don't think people really see John Cena tied with Ric Flair. I don't
I'm
think
just
people
saying.
really do that.
You know what? It's just like when people say that Zion Williamson can't win the Rookie of the Year over John Morant. I
Yeah.
really think that's going to happen. I think John Morant's going to get screwed. I really do.
Uh,
I really think he's going to get screwed because Yes, Zion's been balling, but he's only played what 35 games, and you telling me he's rookie of the year over Ja Morant, who's been consistent this whole season. But we have politics in the machine on your side. What can you do? What can you do? You can't do a whole lot. You can't. You can't because it's like me going against you. I'm the guy with the loud mouth, but I'm independent. But you got the machine behind you. They're gonna go get you because you have the machine.
Yep.
ESPN, WWE, they operate off machines. So if you got the hype
That's the
machine
thing.
behind you, so if you got the hype machine behind you, guess what happens?
You get pushed. Yep. You get a
Yeah.
major push, man. I just don't. I hope that he's wrong. I hope I'm wrong about it, but they pushing the hell out of Zion right now, man. They
And you know
really
what? And you
pushing
know
that
what?
man to the moon.
It's warranted. It's warranted, but I don't think he needs to win Rookie of the Year.
I don't
But
think he's not now.
with that being said, we're gonna say a couple things about March Madness. The only thing I'm gonna say about March Madness is I got $1,000 on Kansas. That's it. I got
Well,
$1,000 on Kansas.
yeah,
They went down to beat the number one team in the country in Baylor on the road, and then they turned around and beat two good teams at home. Right now, the way they're playing, they're the number one. And then the one team that I usually bank on, my sleeper team, they might even make the playoffs in North Carolina. I know you're happy because you're a Duke fan and LD's a Duke fan. I know y'all happy,
yeah.
but I I gotta go. And I know Brian is still listening right now. He's a Kansas fan, but that's my team right now.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think Kansas right now will be the national champion. But like I said, we gotta figure out because they start season tournaments this week, and then they do the selection show on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait a little bit. But right now, my team right now, the team to beat in the tournament, the team in Lawrence, the Jayhawks. Yeah.
I can't see anybody beating that. Baylor looks good, but at the same time, it's just
Matter of fact, Baylor
when you
lost
have
to
momentum
TCU.
at the right time, that's it.
Baylor just lost to TCU a couple nights ago. Yeah,
But like that's what I'm
lost
saying. Like
TCU.
momentum means everything, and
It all depends on who. It's just like the NFL and the NBA. It just depends on who gets hot at the right time. That's why you
okay.
look. That's why I said. That's why I said that the NCAA tournament is probably one of the best tournaments to me because
It's all about momentum.
you never know.
Whoever
You
has
never.
the momentum going in, it doesn't matter how good you are.
It's
And if
just
you got the
who
momentum
gets
going
hot at
into
the right.
March
Who
Madness,
gets hot at the right time.
mm-hmm,
Yeah, who gets right at the right time. So,
mm-hmm.
but like I said, I love March Madness. But right now, to me, from Jayhawks. And I know Brian's listening. He was talking about, hey man, give a shout out to my Jayhawks. I did it. I gave a shout out to you, Jayhawks, man. All right. So with that being said, we're going to the next subject here. Farm shots. All right. We just end the show right here. So I'm gonna let my bro go first, and then I'll clean up, and then we'll wrap it up. So you know, honestly, I don't even have a ring.
That's
So
surprising.
I don't have, but you know what? The one thing about social media and being live, it'll pop up in my memory while you're talking. So,
Uh,
well, go ahead, Mike. We're gonna, go ahead and we'll wrap this up, and then we'll be on our way.
I don't really have one myself. I don't think I can say is that this is weird as hell looking at my like who the hell just did that?
Uh, your brother did it.
All right, I'll say this, man. I'm tired. I'm tired of the constant need for other teams' trash. Why don't we just look at our team and realize that we have players that needs to be maximized. And what I mean by that, we got a guy like Grady Jarrett. People don't appreciate what Grady Jarrett is. This guy's a Pro Bowler. He's one of the best defensive tackles. He gets in the backfield. He gets penetration. I think he's like 1 or 2, 1 or 3 behind Aaron Donald. Like this guy gets a ton of pressure, and we're still searching for guys like Dante Fowler. We want, Jadeveon Clowney. We want all these other players. We want every other players. We don't realize how great that Grady Jarrett is. And if the Falcons just take their time, make the right selections in the draft, get people who can help maximize his talent, and sign a free agent or two, doesn't have to be a huge name. Just get a guy who can, just help maximize his talent. Because we have Grady Jarrett. Grady Jarrett is a great player. We have Tack McKinley. We have young John Kaminsky. We have those guys. All right. We don't need to go out and pay $20 million for Yannick. We don't need to go pay $15 million to a guy in Dante Fowler. We don't need to do that. We have a player in Grady Jarrett, and we don't. That's one thing Falcons fans don't do. They don't appreciate what we have. We always want everybody else fucking trash. And I'm sick of that shit. I'm sick of it. We don't realize how great Matt Ryan is. We don't realize how great Julio is. Always trying to get everybody else's player. Oh, I want to make a trade for, get Odell. Not realizing that we have a guy and Calvin Ridley. Like, we got Calvin Ridley. What the fuck we need Odell for? Like, this is the stuff that really pisses me off with a lot of our fans. We want everybody else's players and don't realize that the players that we have are pretty good players. And what we need to do is just focusing on maximizing those guys' talent. That's how you win in this game, man. You look at, I say this all the time. You look at the Rams. The Rams, when you look at their roster doesn't blow you away. Their roster don't blow you away. It's just 1, Todd Gurley, 2, Aaron Donald. That's it. That's really it. They maximize their talent. And now they don't have Todd Gurley playing elite ball right now because of his injuries. And now they're looking to help, to kind of get him, try to get the offense going again. But when it comes down to it, man, I say it over and over again. Why do Georgia fans, Falcons fans, Braves fans, we always want everybody else's trash, and we don't realize that we have pretty good players on our own roster. And that's all I got to say about that, man.
Yeah. All right. Well, shit. Do I really have to say anything after that? I don't know if I want to say anything. It's listen to my brother, man. I know everybody talks about, they think this is the Madden version where you turn off the salary cap and sign all these players and make your dream team. You can't do that. You can't do that. You gotta finagle the salary cap and build a good roster. But I will say this about the Falcons. I'm glad that Arthur Blank finally ended that friendship and started, because I think that's the reason why Devontae Freeman stayed around, even though Detroit gave up a first round pick to get him. And I don't know who made that deal. I'm looking at the Macaulay Culkin lookalike in Atlanta right now. But at the same time, I know it's a business. But if it was me, I would have sent him to Detroit and got that first round pick, because Detroit's gonna be trash this draft. So you would have had the luxury of having 2 top 15 picks in the draft coming up. So that's the only thing I say. But the one thing I do want to say, and this is non-sports related. And I'll be done for the night. Protect your people. I read something today that kind of stirred me a little bit. Well, it didn't really disturb me. It just showed how unity amongst the black congregation is strong. There was a young lady that wanted to put her product out there in Target. She wanted to show that, hey, I'm a black woman and I made it. You can do the same thing. And and there was a lot of trolling. There was a lot of vitriol from old white. Okay, I don't want to say white. I'm gonna get fired. The old male community in the Caucasian cul-de-sac that got upset because they wasn't included in the commercial. And this is sad to me because whenever they do something, they don't want nobody to be included. It's just about them and only them. It's just about them and only them. They don't want nobody included. They don't want nobody to be associated. They don't want nobody to be mentioned. But when one of us, black man, black woman, black child, when we uplift each other, when we want to make ourselves better, and we just cut it off to where it's about us, now it's a problem. You know why? Because now it's racist, because you don't include everybody else. Newsflash. You have an actor in your White House,
Mm.
a guy that has no experience on being president in your office. That should be more than enough right now because honestly, as much as I hate to say it, he's probably going to be our president for another 4 years. I hate to say it. So let us have this moment to champion somebody who's made it from the bottom that looks like us. Okay? That looks like us. Y'all can't have everything because truth be told, y'all are living on something that we built.
Mm.
That we built. And y'all got mad because we stopped working for free. You know? That's where the problem lies because when we stop working for free, that's where the problem because if we decided to still keep working for free, it wouldn't be no issue. Because y'all could just pick and choose who y'all want to do for certain things. When we started to decide to figure out how we are worth more than what y'all tell us, that's where the problem started to lie. And it's going to still be a problem for y'all. It's not going to be a problem for us because we know what we're worth. Because honestly, if all of us would decide to get up and get on a ship and leave and go back to where we came from, y'all would sink as a country. Y'all would. Y'all would sink as a country. And I was willing to die on this hill for that. So just kind of chill out. Let us, like Cat Williams say, if you don't fuck with me, I won't fuck with y'all. That's all I gotta say about that. I'm good. That's all I have to say after that. But to the lady that's experiencing it, she her sales have went up. I bought stuff for my sisters, and I'm probably gonna buy some more for a giveaway, maybe for a woman on our show. I'm probably gonna buy some more stuff for a giveaway. That's in my plans. I know my brother's looking at me crazy, but I'm probably gonna do that too because I'm all about black business. I'm all about supporting people that look like me, man or woman that look like me. So if I gotta go and do this by myself, yeah, absolutely. Because what G Money said from New Jack City, we all we got.
We all we got.
We all we got. So whenever I see somebody that looks like me succeeding in business, 100%. the whole time. That's all I gotta say about that, man. I'm good. Appreciate y'all checking in with us, man. I appreciate y'all talking to us. I gotta calm down a little bit because I felt the PTSD was right here. I had to calm down a little bit, but I really appreciate everybody listening. Like everybody that's even Dexter. He's not on the show, but he's been kind of running the scenes, and LD and Mike and Matt and Phil and Kim and Nikki and I want to be the next one. I want to be the next great black company. And Matt, shut up because you black. So because I can hear him say.
I can hear you know he's saying something.
I can hear him say, "What about me?" Nah, you part of us, bro. You part of the family. But like I said before, I want to see us take off, man. I want to see breaking the stigma at Red Cup Rants and hodgepodge and champagne conversations and the booming show. I want to see all that take off, all of that. I want to be the next great black company. That's my goal for 2020 and beyond. That's my goal.
Yes, sir.
So we're gonna make it work. We really are. So with that being said, unless Mike got something to say, I'm done. This is
you might think that bitch. You seeing punk that motherfucker. So
I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody listening to us. I appreciate everybody chiming in. I appreciate everybody checking in with their opinions. And if we ain't got nothing else to say, shit. Next Tuesday, same time, same channel.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right.